This is exactly why I didn't want to tell you. You're going to drag us into your schemes and get us all killed. Trystan. No, Dom, I told you already. I'm done. You! I see you over there. If you're looking for trouble, you found more than you bargained for. This is Kirby Marie here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. And let me put the game here, if I can. And welcome back to the Crown, the Flame. Before I begin, as usual, I would appreciate if you guys would subscribe to the channel, ring the bell to get notified about the latest videos. Also, drop me the like button. It definitely helps out a lot. And leave your comments and your thoughts on this video or anything in general. So last episode where we left off, we were held captive by Marco. He was treating us like trash, but luckily we got saved by Raiden and we were able to all escape. But then we went once in again to obviously rescue the people of Aurelia and reclaim Annalise's castle back, which we did, and now she has finally joined our alliance and will help us a lot. After that, other than that, Dom's situation got worse because now his sort of mother figure, Margaret, who is Rose's and Trystan's actual mother, gets killed because she decides to sacrifice herself after Bartel discovers about the bird, and so, you know, because Margaret knows that Dom can't die right now. Not because he's the protagonist, but she knows that he's a very important person and needs to save the entire kingdom whatsoever. But obviously, I don't think both Trystan and Rose are gonna take this lightly. We're gonna continue where we left off in chapter 10. But other than that, without further ado, let's just jump right in. By the way, I don't know how to speak today. It's just... So this is the last time we left was here, where now they're burying the mother. Oh, poor Margaret. I'll love you, Ma. From now on until forever. And I'm so sorry I didn't know that. I didn't mean to. I should have never. You whispered to Rose beside you. I'm worried about our brother. He blames himself for Margaret's death. He's not strong like you, Dom. The things you ask him to do, they're not trifles. Not to him. Not to me either. You're different, Dom. You do what's right even when it's hard, because it's right. But Trystan acts in spite of everything inside of him telling him to lay low, to stay safe. Knowing him, our mother's life must seem like the cost of disobeying those instincts. The funeral ends and you move to speak to Trystan. Trystan, I just want to say, there's nothing you can say to make this better, so don't even try. I hear you. I'll respect your wishes. Thank you. It means a lot, you listening to me. I can't help you anymore, Dom. Not after this. Wow. I lost my mother. I'm not going to risk Rose too. Trystan, you're interrupted by the rumble of a castle's gates opening. Prince Marco, he's back! The old servants scramble to hide all signs of the funeral. You rush inside. Wait, Dom, where are you going? I have to find out if Kenna's okay. I mean, now, after what happened, you're not gonna stop, are you? No! Your mother made a sacrifice for us, Trystan, because she loved us. I do the same for Kenna. A moment later, you're spying on Marco and Bartel from outside the throne room. She beat you, my lord? She didn't beat me, she surprised me. Not thanks to my useless soldiers. I won't rest until I have her skull for a drinking bowl. Oh! Patience, sire. Now more than ever, it's clear to me that Kenna plans to attack us here at Stormhold. Soon she will come to us, and then we'll prove victorious in battle. I loathe being patient. It's a game for the weak. Believe me, sometimes the weak makes the killing all of the sweeter. Besides, wouldn't it be fun to kill her at her own castle? I admit it. Killing her on her family's ancestral land does have a certain poetry to it. Even better, I have news worthy of fighting your father. What is it? Construction of the new weapon is complete. I got no way of warning Kenna about this new weapon. Perhaps Patient does have its virtues. I'll rather enjoy watching her army be annihilated. This is bad. Kenna's going to march right into an ambush. I'll have to come up with a plan to take that thing down. Fast.
Yikes.
Okay, that's where the chapter ends. I didn't even read the chapter 11. Apologies, people. I just want to get straight to it.
Bruh.
Chapter 11, the technocrats. Yeah, that's right. Kenna and the crew are going to the place with the technocrats. Now playing as Kenna, you and a small group are wandering through the deserts south of Aurelia toward the city of technocrats. Oh, it's gotta be hot.
Oh, that's hot.
It's so
That's hot.
vast. Legends once said that this desert marked the end of the world. It does, in a way, as these sands stretch all the way to the sea.
Oh my god.
Being out here is better than dying in those blasted mountains. Worry not, this desert provides plenty of opportunities to die. Thanks, Raiden. Yeah, ever since Kenna showed up, it's just been one near-death experience after another. This journey hasn't been easy, so thanks for sticking with me. I couldn't have done this without you. Oh, well, you're welcome, but these technocrats better be worth all this trouble. They have to be. We need the technology. I've got an army of soldiers and mercenaries. Thanks to Annalise, I got the money to feed and equip that army. But all that won't mean anything if we can't break through Stormhold's walls. So for all of our sakes, I hope these technocrats have some siege weaponry that will be up for the job. How much do you know about them, Raiden? It's fair to say, I know more than most. Most people know nothing at all. What do you want to know? What do I want to know? Where do they come from? From every corner of the world. They are all clever outsiders who sought like-minded people. So they came here to live among their intellectual peers in a society of their own making. How do people who are so different manage to build a society together? They may not share an origin, but they do share a passion for learning and discovery. This is all rumor, you understand? These technocrats rarely leave the foundry, the city's center, and it's even rarer than anyone reaches them. I find that hard to believe. This desert might be an annoyance, but it wouldn't stop the German general from conquering them. I didn't say it was the desert that stopped them. You reach out to the top of the sand dune. Maze Runner! Oh my god! Oh! In the distance, the walls of a massive labyrinth tower over the landscape. They say the maze is impossible to solve. Was, yet, the passageways are thick with traps and other dangers to foil would be invaders.
Yikes.
And here I thought our odds couldn't get any worse. I agree with the mercenary. Give me a battle any day over wandering through some maze. I don't care what's in that labyrinth. I face 1,000 traps if it meant reclaiming my home. Brave words. Yeah, we'll see how well they hold up. You make your way towards the labyrinth. Okay. Now playing as Dominique, hearing a commotion from the front of the castle, you hurry over to investigate. In the courtyard, you find Rose and Trystan and many other servants watching as several large wagons roll through the front gates. What's all this? I thought we already received our fruit shipment this week. Oh, come on, Trystan.
Bruh.
Trystan, come on, don't be like that. I know you know something. Fine. Those carts aren't full of food. I overheard a guard over there saying they're new for weapons masters. A new weapon master? What happened to the old weapons masters?
I heard some of the soldiers talking. They said Prince Marco blamed him for his defeat at Aurelia. He accused the weapons masters of giving them faulty equipment and threw him in the dungeon.
Yikes.
Oops, sorry. Marco's turning on his own people now? He must be getting desperate.
Look there! I never seen that woman in Stormhold before. She must be the new weapons master.
Weapons master. A dark-haired woman hops down from one of the wagons and bows to Prince Marco. My dear Hex, you certainly took your time getting here. 1,000 apologies, my prince. You know how I am. What a new project. I simply couldn't bear to let this one out of the house until I was sure it was perfect. That and our little beast of a power source gave us some trouble on the road. Hex walks to the last wagon, little more than a large iron box on wheels. She knocks on the wall of box, speaking in a sing-song voice. Isn't that right, beast? Something slams against inside the box, making the guards on either side of it jump. Hey, settle down in there!
Dominique, what do you think is in that cage?
It's part of their new weapon. It must be something awful. Maybe we can sneak a closer look when... This is exactly what I didn't want to tell you. You're going to drag us into your schemes and get us all killed. Trystan. No, Dom, I told you already. I'm done and you should be too, Rose. Trystan storms off.
Wow.
He didn't mean that. It's been hard since our mother...
I should give her Rose a hug. Rose leans against you, whipping her tears from her cheeks.
I'm sorry.
Don't apologize. Margaret was like a mother to me too, but I can't imagine how much worse it is for you and Trystan.
Every morning I wake up expecting her to be there, cheating me for sleeping in or humming to herself as she cleans. But she never is. She never will be again.
Rose holds back a sob, burying her face in your shoulder. You hold her close until her tears subside. But I didn't mean in a romantic way. Just remember that she died a hero protecting the innocent.
You're right. She was so brave. I hope I can be as brave as she was. Thank you, Tom. I don't know what I'd do without you.
I'm here for you, Rose, whenever you need me. Now playing as Kenna, you and your companions walk to the desert sands, drawing ever closer to the towering labyrinth. Careful, we shouldn't assume the traps will only be inside the labyrinth's walls. Agreed, we should keep our eyes peeled for any sign of...
You! I see you over there!
If you're looking for trouble, you've found more than you bargained for. What are you talking to?
I'm talking to the scrawny moth hiding behind that rock. Come on now, before I drag you out by your ears!
Slowly, a young man emerges from behind a boulder. As he shows you his empty hands, you see that one is mechanical below the elbow and the other below the wrist. Sorry, I didn't mean any harm. Please don't hurt me.
That's exactly what we're going to do if you don't do what we say.
We should... Stop bullying him. He's just a boy. He's obviously not a threat, Val. Relax.
Sorry, it's just I've seen boys younger than him who would take your ear off as a joke.
Bruh.
What's your name? It's Whitlock. I'm trying to get to the foundry. I'd heard I'd be safe there. Who told you that? The old blacksmith who worked in my town before the Blood King's troops came and took everyone away. He said there's no war in the foundry, that everyone spends their days building and learning. I'm miserable at fighting. Making things is all I'm good for. Well, Whitlock, we're trying to get to the foundry too. Do you want to join us? Really? You'll let me come with you? I'll take that as a yes. Let's go. I can see the entrance right over there. Passing through a rusted archway, and you and your companions take your first steps into the labyrinth. So, what kind of mortal danger should I expect in here? It could be anything. Poison spikes, walls that move together to crush you, hidden pitfalls.
Yikes.
A death trap. Wonderful. It's not technically a death trap, it's more like a test or a riddle. We have to solve it to prove we're worthy of meeting the technocrats. This guy is weird. Leon walks over to a spot where several arrows are struck into the wall. He taps the shafts with an armored finger. People don't shoot arrows at riddles. We should find a way to mark our path. If needed, we can retreat back through the entrance. Behind you, a 2-story tall metal door slams over the archway, completely blocking your escape. Uh-oh. Looks like the only way out is through. Uh-oh. Just look at this place. The sheer scale of its boggles the mind. Those gears over there are massive. As Whitlock moves ahead, you examine some machinery. You pull your companions aside. What do you think of him? He seems innocent enough, but then many dangerous people do. We should try to find out more about him. Too bad we didn't bring your new bear friend along. Hard to lie staring into those teeth. Don't sell yourself short, my friend. Your visage is equally fearsome.
His story doesn't add up. He's just a kid, but he made it on its own. His story doesn't add up. He's just a kid, but he made it this far on his own. He's not telling us everything. And what happened to his hands?
You know I can hear you. Oh, sorry. If you must know, I lost him when I was a squire to an Iraqi knight. Not a job I would recommend, by the way.
You were in the Iraqi's army?
Briefly, yes. I'd be happy to tell you the whole story. All you had to do was ask. You turn back to Whitlock, looking him up and down. So, Whitlock, how did you come here? It must have been a dangerous journey. Not as dangerous as staying at home. Where is home exactly?
Briarstone, about 100 miles west of here. My family were merchants. Merchants? Pfft, what's so dangerous about buying and selling all day?
I said they were merchants. That was before the Blood King started conscripting everyone in the kingdom to join his army.
Now playing as Whitlock, panic shouts split through the autumn air, waking you. Looking around, you see their small house is empty.
What's happening? Mother! Father!
Running outside, you see scores of armored soldiers dragging people out of their homes.
What is this? Who are you people?
Quiet, Ron. Harmon's about to talk. An armored knight approaches on horseback, surveying the gathered townsfolk. The knight Harmon begins to speak.
By order of King Luton of Rakis, all able-bodied citizens of Abantus must report to the capital for military service. Failure to comply with this order qualifies as treason and will be punished accordingly.
Frightened murmurs rise from the crowd as soldiers move among them, dismissing some and pulling others towards large wagons.
Hey, run! Stop trying to sneak off! I wasn't! I just need to find my parents! No time for that now, kid. Gotta give everyone their assignment so we can move on to the next town.
The soldier looks you up and down.
Awfully skinny, aren't you? Probably snap in half if we try to hand you a sword. Tell you what, Harmon's looking for a new squire. You travel with us instead of joining the infantry. I can't, my family! You'll take your assignment like the rest of the peasants. Count yourself lucky we don't use you for target practice.
Yikes.
Go away by the horses and don't even think about running. Harmon will tolerate disobedience.
I see. You nodding meekly, you walk over to these soldiers' horses. Your father's voice rings out from the crowd.
Father, where are you?
You take a step forward, a desperate voice, but a warning look from the angry soldier freezes you in place.
Stay put.
You stay, watching as your friends, family, and neighbors are sorted with brutal efficiency.
Samson, take these recruits to Lycos. The rest you mount up.
Harmon pulls you up into the horse behind him. You twist in the saddle, looking back at Briarstone one last time. The town's elderly men and women stand in the grass, trying to comfort crying children as the wagon pulls away.
Just like that, everything I ever known was snatched away from me. I didn't want to go with them, but I knew that resisting would just bring more pain to my family and friends. For the next few days, I traveled with Harmon and his soldiers. It was less than pleasant.
Oh my god.
Days after leaving Briarstone behind, Harmon leads his company through a dense forest.
We'll camp here for the night. Falco, check everyone's equipment. Whitlock, see the horses are fed.
Yes, sir. As the soldiers set up camp, you start fitting all the horses with feed bags. Nearby, Falco looks over another soldier's armor.
Stay still, Eliza. One of the buckles on your pauldron is jammed up.
Told you we should have dragged along the blacksmith from the last village.
Right, because Harmon would have to put up with an old man limping along behind us.
Falco looks over at you.
Hey kid, come help me. My hands are too big to get this buckle.
I can probably help with that. Standing on a boulder, you reach between the plates of the Eliza's armor and undo the buckle.
Not bad. You got a clever little hands.
I've always been good at fixing things. Old Arthur, the blacksmith, let me help him out in the shop sometimes.
Lucky for us, we've been out in the field for so long. Half of our armor is falling apart.
Falco continues his inspection, bringing you anything that's damaged or faulty.
These people are basically holding me prisoner.
Do I really want to help them? I need to repair their armor. I don't want to die. Working efficiently, you replace broken chain moldings, repair armor fastening, and making other small restorations.
Here, I filed down some edges so the plates would fit together better. How does it feel?
It's fine. Maybe you're not completely useless.
Thank you. Don't worry, Eliza's a tough one, but everyone else can see how useful you are. As long as you keep this up, you'll be alright.
I'll keep that in mind.
Every day that I spent with those soldiers was just one mistake away from being my last. I knew that the only thing keeping me alive was the fact that I was useful to them. So I kept at it, even though it sickened me to be part of their bloody work.
Weeks pass and you see the scene of Briarstone replay again and again in your dreams. One day you're riding through a farmland toward yet another small village.
Are we going to do this every town and village in the country? These peasants have lived peacefully while the king looked the soldiers die on the battlefield. It's time they did their part.
But... You turn to see Falco slumping in his saddle, an arrow protruding from his shoulders.
Shout out! They have longbows!
They must have heard about the other villages. They're taking a stand. It won't stand for long. Advance! The whole village turns out to fight Hartman's soldiers swinging makeshift weapons with wild determination. I don't believe it. They can't possibly win, but they're still fighting. In short order, the villagers are disarmed and rounded up. They stare back at the soldiers, bloody but defiant. I have no use for traitors. Lock them in the barn! Hartman's troops herd the villagers into the barn, locking both doors with heavy chains and padlocks. Is this really necessary? They were only defending their home! Attacking the king's soldiers is treason, and the punishment for treason is death.
Yikes.
Hartman lights a torch from one of his soldiers. He pauses for a moment, then holds the torch toward you. Burn it down! What? No! A nod from Hartman. Eliza knees you into the stomach, knocking the wind out of you.
Those people are traitors. Do it!
Hartman offers you the torch again. I have to refuse. I won't! Eliza knees you again and you double over in pain.
Do it!
I have to refuse, I guess. No! This is wrong! Eliza Gauntlet slams you into the face. You fall onto the ground, tasting blood.
God don't give a damn right away, but if you want to live, you better do as you're told.
I have to refuse, I guess. I won't do it. Go ahead, kill me! Eliza stares down at you, then shakes her head in disgust.
Useless.
Eliza takes the torch from the Hartman and holds it against the barn door. The dry wood catches fire immediately, hot flames leaping up to consume the front of the barn.
Yikes.
Good, now all of you. Oh, I accidentally skipped that part. The soldiers move to obey, leaving you standing alone by the barn. You hear the screams of the trapped villagers inside. They won't last long in there. I have to do something. You dash around the back of the barn where the flames haven't yet spread. Pulling a pair of thin files from your tool belt, you slide them into the padlock. I need to shake the lock, pick the lock, hit the lock? I don't know. Come on, come on. Pick the lock. Everyone out, hurry! Frightened villagers rush past you, grateful looks on their disdained face. I did it. I got everyone out. You whirl around just in time to see Eliza swinging her sword. Instinctively, you reach up to block it. Ah! The sword slices clean through your wrist. You clutch your arm, staring at the blood spurting from where your hand used to be. An armored fist slams you into the side of your head, sending you reeling. I'm disappointed in you, kid. I was hoping you'd come around. Falco hits you again and you fall to the ground. Coughing blood, you see another armored shape join the others. Get him up. They drag you to your feet and Hartman draws his broadsword. I have no use for traitors. Hartman's sword comes down, you hear a thump and feel a strange lightness on one side of your body. He cut his hands? When I woke up hours later, Hartman and the others were long gone. But the villagers I helped had come back. They dressed my wounds and with their help I constructed my new arms. As I worked, I remember hearing tales of the legendary technocrat city from Briarstar's blacksmith. It was a place where the strong didn't rule over the weak, where the mind was mattered. So I cobbled together what supplies I could find, and I left. Now, here I am. Thank you for sharing your story with us. Those memories must be hard to relive. They are, but they're also a part of who I am now. I'm glad we crossed paths, Whitlock. I have a feeling your particular skills will be very helpful in here. Let's hope so. Be on your guard, everyone. Let's see what the labyrinth has in store for us. Now playing as Dominique, later in the day, you and Rose return to investigate the iron cage.
But only 2 guards. I bet we can draw them away with distraction.
I got an idea. You remember the time I shook out a bag of flour too close to the oven?
Like I could ever forget, you could have burned the place down.
Right. Well, this time we'll be more careful. Come on. Alright, I got a clear view of the guards through this window. Ready?
I suppose. Do not try to light the entire kitchen on fire.
I'll do my best. Promise. Rose scoops a large handful of flour out of the bag and blows it toward the open window. You focus on the fire burning within you and conjure a flame. You concentrate, blue flames flickering to the life in your hand. This ought to make it extra spectacular. You reach into the coal of flour which bursts into brilliant flame. Whoa!
My God!
A gigantic fireball explodes out of the window, shooting into the courtyard.
That was spectacular, alright? My heart's pounding like a hammer.
Hey, what the hell's going on over there? Blasted servants, we'll never hear the end of it if they burn down the kitchen. Better check it out. It worked. Both guards are headed this way.
I'll keep them. Hold on. I'll keep them here as long as I can.
You run outside the door's courtyard. Once again, the guards are out of sight. You sneak over to peer through one of the box's small windows.
Alright, let's see what kind of monster we have here.
Ah! Whoa! You jump back, barely avoiding the woman's clawing hands.
You're no monster. Why are you in this cage? What do you have to do with that weapon?
The woman's gaze flicks down to your chest and she stiffens.
The flame. Wait, you mean my brand? You've seen it before?
No, on a lowlander.
Lowlander?
The woman reaches up with the chain's hand. She pulls aside the collar of her shirt.
You have it too. Who are you?
Say Ruka.
Say, my name is Dominique.
You're interrupted by the sound of clanking armor and spot the two guards coming around the corner.
Didn't I tell you we catch hells for leaving our post? Uh-oh. Just shut up and unlock the cage. Lady Hex is in the patient tab when she's running her test. I have to go, but I'll come back, I promise.
Okay. You take one last look at Say, then run for the castle before you can be seen. Well done, everyone. As much as I would like to continue this episode, I am definitely going to be ending it here. But thank you guys so much for watching this episode. If you really did enjoy it, be sure to drop the like button. It definitely helps a lot. And if you're not subscribed to the channel, would appreciate if you do. Also, leave your comments and your thoughts on this video or anything in general. And yeah, that's pretty much it, guys. Love you. I appreciate you. And we'll be seeing you on the next episode. Bye, guys.